Do I have everybody's attention now?
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at two. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Kick out at 2.
I didn't know what to say, so I didn't know you were going to do that. I was just like, oh, okay.
Well, I don't know what we do. We don't have an introduction thing at all.
Normally, there's something funny happens at the beginning, and I just use that as the
and
intro.
that was it.
All right, okay. Yeah.
Perfect. So today's episode, by the way, I'm Jay.
I'm PK. This is the Kick Out at 2 podcast.
Yeah. Don't forget to rate, like, and subscribe and share. Get that out of the way. This episode is going to be about... I wanted to call it something different than the Fallout to All Out, because I feel like every podcast is going to be talking about this in some ways, probably called it that, but...
Everyone's going to be called that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll call it the All Out Fallout, just to be a bit different. You already pulled a face on that, so I'm going to guess no.
I need to think of a pun before we put this out. No.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about All Out in great detail. We watched it all. I watched more of it than you, apparently. We're going to talk about the matches, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then, of course, the big thing that happened, the fucking massive, literal, almost pipe bomb that went off, courtesy of the pipe bomb master. So, yeah, should we just go straight into it, because there's a lot of stuff to cover here.
Do you want to do the intro matches, the dark matches first? Because I didn't watch them.
Yeah, I can quickly cover them. So the dark matches are on, what they call it, the buy-in. I always struggle to watch the buy-in, because I always either A, forget about it, or B, I search for the wrong thing, because there's a buy-in, and then they've got another thing where it just shows all the promos leading up to it. So one time I thought I had it, and it was just promo after promo after promo, and yeah. But if this is how our buy-ins are, I would tell you to do it, because the first match was Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello, as she's now known, versus Ortiz and Ruby Soho.
What's the deal with that?
So she got married to Sammy.
Yeah.
And
is that his actual surname?
I don't know. It's something to do with her marrying him. That's all I know. And she seems to want to be called Mello now. So, to be honest, it's not good news.
She sounds like a crap cocktail.
I don't think it's it doesn't sound as good as Ty Conti, Ty Mello, and two.
Is it Tay or Ty?
Ty. I always call it Ty Conti. So yeah. The other thing is JR cannot wrap his head around it whatsoever. He's constantly saying Conti, so yeah. I was sick with that. And then Ortiz and Ruby Soho is for the AAA mixed gender championships.
How long's that been about?
They won the AAA championships a couple of months ago.
The mixed one,
mixed tag. Yeah, it's a AAA one, so they won them.
Oh right, okay.
It's not.
Right.
Yeah, it's not AEW's own.
Yeah, I was thinking, what? I know I've missed a bit, but I didn't realize
You missed that much. Yeah. It was a good match. It started really well, because it started off with them two cutting a promo in the back, and them just being like, you know what, we're not even going to stick around, because we don't think they deserve the match, because they'd had a match with them like the week before,
right? And
they'd got beaten, so they're like making up a reason why they can't. So they go to leave, and they're on a golf cart.
Oh yeah.
And you just hear Sammy go, "Oh my god, I hate golf carts," and he just drives straight at them, and they run out into the arena, and it timed it perfectly. So as they're coming out, where the stairs go down like that, they're just gonna hit them. And in a good piece of like playing chicken, Ty did not move until Sammy pushed her out the way, and then he just went flying over the thing. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then so that got the ball rolling. Great match. They didn't win. Ortiz and Ruby, but it was a good match around. I give that. I'm not going to do... Right, do you understand Meltzer's rating system?
I don't like Dave Meltzer.
I don't like FDM, but he gives...
I just say,
he gives
if I like
stars,
a match,
doesn't he?
I don't like. I said I either like a match or don't. I don't. Rate something.
I don't rate. I'm not
good.
I'm not bad with.
Not interested. That's usually my.
I don't mind rating, but make it consistent. So if he rates each match out of stars, but the stars can be divided into quarters, that means each match is rated out of 20.
No,
which makes no
you've
sense.
already killed my interest of wrestling right there.
Why rate it out of 20 in any way or shape or form? Makes no sense. I don't get Dave Meltzer. If I had to rate them, I just go straight out of 5. I give it a 4 out of 5. It was a good for the opener, and considering it's a dark match, it was definitely boss. I did like it. Then next came Hook versus Angelo. Angelo was a reality TV star who, I mean, this is one of the matches where they're just giving Hook the figures, aren't they? Just so he can be unbeaten. Hook came out, kicked ass. It was a good match, but I think Hook needs to start having challenges now.
I was going to say, what do you actually? How do you feel about Hook?
I love Hook.
Yeah,
I feel like they're doing a bit of a Wardlow with him, where they've just been giving him jobbers and jobbers. I
feel like AEW. Well, we'll come to this a bit later on with another match, but my feeling of AEW is when they like someone, they'll then do that. They'll just literally squash matches until a period of time.
Yeah, just to give them the
and
wins.
It's like, oh great, it's boring now. Like,
it can be, but then it's down to the wrestlers to make it not boring. Because if you got like, I've watched tons of old Raw from 1993, and it would just be like, Doink the Clown versus the Brooklyn Brawler. Who's gonna win this one? And then it would be, Razor Ramon versus, and then a guy you've never heard of, and it's like
Dave
and that's like
from catering.
But the whole 40. No, it'd be more likely Dave the Caterer. But 40.
I'm actually a caterer.
But you got 45-minute matches, 45-minute episodes, and there's only one match where there's possibly going to be an outcome you're not sure of. So
right.
I'm used to that style of wrestling, but I can understand how it's a bit tiresome now.
I was when I was like 12, but now you're kind of like more aware of stuff. I feel like
you're smart, Mark.
Yeah.
It was an alright match. I give it a 3 out of 5. I just don't think by putting Angelo out there, no one thought he was going to take the belt off. No one thought he was going to win.
That's what I mean. It's like
make it interesting. Like make
if
him dirty and try and disqualify.
I feel like
something.
If you've got a belt, then you have to defend it against actual contestants.
Yeah.
A contestant, right word?
But
you know what I mean? Like challenges.
Contender.
Yeah.
He's trying to call me a contender.
You know what I mean? Like,
but he called me a contestant.
But yeah, I think you should have to actually, it be a challenge and be like, oh, he could lose it. Not like, oh, great, he's got 5 or 6 matches.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because that's exactly what the next match was for me. Pac v Kip Sabian. All right, Pac hasn't had the belt long. Kip's only just come back. This is like his first match back. They could give it to him. You do kind of do that to get him over.
Yeah.
It was I was really excited for this one because I didn't know which way it was going to go. I'm a Kip Sabian fan.
Yeah.
I think his whole little reinvention of himself has been great. It was pretty end-to-end. Kip lost, but he lost because he got kind of like... He's playing some like Al Snow character. He's like in his own head. He's talking to a box that he puts on his head. He gets cocky, but then he gets annoyed at himself for being cocky.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'd rather watch that match than a clear squash match.
So this was really entertaining, and I think Pac is again still one of. He's very underrated. I haven't, and I'm guilty of underrating him. It took a few of my mates to point him out.
I thought he was underutilized in WWE. He was good in WWE as Neville, and then I've seen him.
Didn't he have like some like weird superhero alter ego?
It was the. From what I remember, like because. I can't remember which game it was. I think it was WWE Champions on my phone. It was his thing was like a Neville, the man gravity forgot. And it's like it's so cheesy, but it's quite for a high flyer. I think that's well clever.
Yeah, I get But it still
like
sounds like something
persona.
of 1987 though.
But yeah, it was like his persona was sort of like a high flyer, and he would do like what's his finish like one of his finishes.
His finish is just that massive somersault twisty thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
But because of like he was pushed as a high flyer. That was really impressive. That was good. You were waiting for that. So, but yeah, I've seen him. I think it was a Future Shock, and he was really good then as well. I know it was definitely an indie show. I can't remember which.
But that's the. It's funny how you said the underrated thing because that is Kip Sabian's whole thing now. Underrated over it. So he's underrated over it, whereas Pac is underrated and I'm not over it. He is underrated. It was a very good match.
I think it's because he's a Geordie, and it's really difficult to.
But people are he's learning his limitations with his speech now.
Yeah.
So there's a really good thing where he did. I think it's on this. It is on this. So he wins the match. if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, everyone. He might have done it on the next Dynamite, but he wins the match, and he goes and he's at the the top of the Titantron, as it were, celebrating. And Tony Schiavone comes out and goes, "So who are you going to be facing next week? Who are you going to be facing next?" And he starts going. Before he can answer, Orange Cassidy's music starts playing. He comes out. And like Tony Schiavone's like, "Oh my God, Orange Cassidy, are you going to face?" And then he just grabs the mic off him, and the music stops, and he goes, "No!" And everyone bursts out laughing.
Yeah.
And he just does that, and then he just turns around and walks away.
I really enjoyed the I nearly called him Neville, then just straight to Neville, and then before that I couldn't think of his first name. Oh no, it was Neville.
Neville. Neville, the man Gravity forgot. He's the
head,
man you forgot. You're the man who forgot his name.
Gary Neville. It's like, you don't like football. Why is that the only name you can think of?
Gary Neville, the man that Gravity forgot. He is when he took a couple of Garys.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, if anyone's outside the UK, Gary Neville is a footballer, and if you took ecstasy pills back in the 90s, they were called Garys. I think allegedly because he was spotted taking, or at least round our end, they were called Garys, from what I can tell.
I don't know.
You wouldn't know, straight edge.
But yeah. I did used to. No, I never did that.
No, exactly. There you go. Yeah, I would give that another 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed the match. Then it finished with Eddie versus Ishiri, which was a rematch because Ishiri won last time. This was a little bit... Eddie's really capable. Yeah. I like Eddie Kingston. He's really capable. But I feel like he gets stuck in like his head, and he just loves to like show off how many... Especially with these Japanese
do you think he gets
stars.
too unpredictable?
He gets what? Too unpredictable? Or
do you think he... Sorry, not too... Do you think he is unpredictable, and that's why?
No, I think the problem is he really likes Japanese wrestling a lot, which there's no problem with that. But that style, there's two kinds of Japanese wrestling. There's like the really high flying stuff, and then there's the full on force. How many slaps to the chest can you take? How many?
And the panto stuff.
And he's that guy.
Right.
But the problem is when you got two guys in the ring both doing it for like, it went on for a while. It just becomes like
Suzuki.
Yeah.
It's like he was like that a lot with in the I think John Moxley matches. It was kind of like just more of like a,
But they at least kept that match a bit short. Yeah. I feel like they knew, and also Moxley would mix it up.
Yeah.
Like Eddie's better than this, and it was just I don't know if I don't want to say Ishii was holding them back, but I feel like they decided we're gonna have this kind of match. It didn't work, and it certainly didn't round off how it had started. And the match before, you've got all this going on, and you go into a slapping match. So I wasn't bothered about that. And that was the worst match in that entire thing. 2 out of 5. Didn't really like that. But then we went on then to All Out.
To the All Out, yeah.
All Out when you're watching. So I'll stop talking for a bit. You can tell me. So the first match was the ladder match.
I really enjoyed that.
Really?
Well, not like in terms of it was a decent opener. There was a few cool spots. Claudio with the ladder. I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, what the hell was? I don't think he knew he was doing.
I don't think he knew what he was doing, but it like turned into some weird X sort of transformer thing, and I thought, I don't know what he's going to do with that, and it just kind of fell over. But it still was really funny.
It is. It's like when you bash all the buttons on a game at once.
Yeah.
And I go, what am I doing? Hold on, he's glowing. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Oh, it worked.
Yeah. Oh, no, I picked it up. No, it's actually like trying to play a ladder match in WWE 2K22. Where it's just like, oh no, I've opened it, I closed it, no, opened it, closed it, no, put it down. Someone's going, oh crap.
I still don't. I'm with you on that. I don't know what his end game was, and that could have gone one or two ways.
It was entertaining either way. I liked it.
Yeah, because I think all the crowd were going, I don't think he knows what he's doing here. And you can see Claudio go, I don't know what I'm doing here. And then sees a lot going, what are you doing? I don't know. But that was my problem. I felt like it was almost like because they know at some point the horde of masked men were going to run in, and we'll get to that bit in a minute, and win the match. I felt like they almost held back because they thought, well, none of us is winning. We don't know when they're coming in. I don't know if there was a signal.
See, I didn't
really see anyone gain any traction or any momentum until about the last, third of that match.
I've got a huge, as much as
Beg
I
your
love ladder
pardon?
matches, I love ladder matches like Hardy Boys, you know, Edge and Christian,
Mm.
uh,
Dudley
Dudley's,
Boys.
yeah, Cool Digger Dudley's. Then, they're incredible, but it's my problem with people going up the ladder, and I think Dolph Ziggler's personally ruined it for me because the amount of times he's gone, oh, and then literally ran up the ladder faster than anyone, like dead fast. It's like, oh, see, everyone can do that. That's how you can run up a ladder, and everyone goes,
No, but they didn't they do?
It's like they're trying to button bash, like we were saying about the
yeah,
game. It's
yeah. But
like they're trying to do it in their own stamina.
in this match, maybe I'm misremembering, but weren't they like people running and jumping off the top rope to skip over them and stuff?
Yeah, there was a bit of that, and also I've written Penta multiple destroyers.
Yes.
He just kept doing Canadian destroyers to everyone. I think there was one on the
ladder.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was brutal. That, yeah.
There was a few brutal. That's what I mean. But that happened in the last third. I
Yeah.
felt like they were all feeling themselves out, wondering what
Yeah.
they were doing. Then we saw Claudio take the lead and thought, "Nah, this isn't a good idea to let him take. You stick with all uppercuts, Claudio.
Yeah.
Uppercuts.
Smash.
Sound.
Yeah, you smash. Spin him.
Yeah.
Spin.
Yeah.
Spin him. It's not a person. You can't spin it round.
I tried. But was that what he's trying to do? Pick it up to spin it.
You think he might have done?
He might have just
Imagine
gone,
him
"Claudio,
spinning a ladder,
spin."
just spinning.
I like this idea. He's like Hulk smash. He's like Claudio spin.
Yeah.
Must spin.
I can't. I think it was a meme I saw. It was like they should end. I always get the Wednesday and the Friday names mixed up. It's Friday's Wednesday Dynamite, Friday Rampage.
Friday's Rampage. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So they should end Dynamite with Claudio spinning someone.
Oh yeah.
And then open up
We're still spinning.
Rampage, still spinning the same person. I saw that. I thought that was a brilliant meme. That.
So then, yeah, what's his name comes out. I can't even bother remember his name. Stokely. Stokely comes out with them all, beats all the crap out of them, takes the chip. There's that little Sympathy of the Devil plays. A guy comes out in the devil mask.
And then it's but I just thought, please say that's Mick Jagger in the mask. So
Well,
it's like it is Mick Jagger's theme tune. It's just like
I mean, did you know it was MJF?
See, the problem was because I watched it a few days later.
Oh, you had it ruined.
I knew it. Yeah.
Would you have known? Do you think?
Educated guess?
I can recognize his walk, and also when he went to take it off and like did that.
Yeah, it was too because he's quite got.
He's quite. What's the word for it? I know what you're trying to say. He's quite. I can't think of the fucking.
He's got his own persona in terms of how he presents himself. In terms of the way he walks, he's got a very, he's quite sort of, he's not small.
Yeah, but he's got a stature that's very
but
recognizable.
Yeah. His sort of like size, and it just looked
And then
like
with the
him.
lyrics as well, the lyrics made sense of Sympathy for the Devil. It was it felt very weird and cheesy, and I allowed it for them. What happened at the end? If it hadn't happened at the end, what happened? I would have hated it, but.
I feel to be fair though, the first time I'm ever going to say this, I feel well sorry for MJF.
Oh, for having the thunder.
Because like he comes back and no one gives a shit. It's like it's all.
I felt like we'll get to this later, but I did feel like someone said that when they woke up the next day and all this had kicked off, that All Out itself felt like it had been 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In comparison to what now we were
no one
talking about.
actually cares about.
They totally stole from it. I mean, so you said you liked the ladder match.
Yeah, like I think ladder matches can be a strong start or some form of extreme match, should we say, to a pay-per-view because it gets you interested straight away.
I didn't like it just because I think it took ages to get going. They've done better ladder matches, like the one Wardlow won to win the brass ring.
Oh, I did enjoy that one.
That was amazing. There was so much that happened on that one. I just felt like. So then after that, it was followed up with the Elite versus the Dark Order with Hangman, which Dark Order being made up of. Oh, I'm gonna kick myself for forgetting his. Is it Adam? One of them's called Adam or Aaron. I just like Johnny Hungy. Okay, that's the only member. The others are easy to remember because you got 10 who goes around reminding you he's called 10. He's got it, and then you got Evil Udo, and then Johnny Hungy. They're the only ones I remember. So sorry about that. versus the Elite.
For some reason, I always call Johnny Hungy Johnny Wellies.
Why Johnny Wellies?
Just because he's a St. Helens legend. Rest in peace. But
do you want to elaborate on that? What the hell is Johnny Wellies?
If anyone's from St. Helens or familiar with St. Helens, he was the local homeless legend that would just scream at you.
Why did he call him? Why was he called Johnny Wellies?
He just was called Johnny Wellies.
Did he always have wellies
Honestly,
on?
just look him up on YouTube, Johnny Wellies, and he was.
Fucking
When I used to work
now.
in game, I used to I used to go in at 6 a.m. and in the arcade, and shutter was down. He would just stand at the shutters going for 2 hours before it opened. Then when we opened, he just left.
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it at all. But yeah, it's still funny. But anyway,
Rest in peace, Johnny Wellies.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Elite versus Dark Order with Hangman. Before, did you predict the Elite would win?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I thought
to me, the Dark Order, they were good with Brody, and then they just kind of sort of, after Brody passed, there was no one that kind of I don't know, they just don't seem like
just held the torch.
Yeah, they kind of just were then sort of forgot about,
irrelevant.
And
well, it is bad how
they don't have any.
They've even taken what's his name away, haven't they? Jay. She's called Jay. Fuck my life. Jay. Anna Jay.
Yeah.
Anna Jay. They literally 2 weeks after they came out all together and made announcements, they hinted they were going to break up and went, "We're not breaking up. We're staying together." They wrote Anna Jay off of it. She's gone
I think
to
it's
the
one
JAS.
of if they broke up, everyone would have been like, "Nah, okay."
Yeah.
They don't make that much of an impact on anything to sort of to have benefited them winning.
I know. It's like Hangman's relationship with them is the only thing keeping them relevant.
And even then, Hangman.
But his relationship with them is only relevant because of how it then affects his relationship with the Elite.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It kind of just was. Meh.
No. But I liked the match. I thought it was a very, very good match. I personally could see it going either way, because if Hangman and Dark Order would have won, it could have shown the Elite would have maybe had a little bit of fallout.
Right, so I've written something here, and I couldn't, for the life of me, the last couple of minutes, figure out what it says.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, it's not that your handwriting's that bad, but you told me before this, he's got a new treadmill, and he's watching wrestling while he's on the treadmill, but then he's trying to take notes. Well, not on the treadmill, on the cycling machine.
Yeah, but no, I didn't. I watched this. This took my full attention. I watched this.
Oh, right, so you've got no excuse. You just write
I just scribbled it, thinking, yeah, it'll be fine. It actually says Huggy MVP, and I couldn't understand what I'd written. I thought I'd put MUP, but MVP.
Who?
Huggy.
Johnny Hungy.
Yeah, Hungy.
He did.
I've written Hungy as well. Why did I say Huggy?
He has.
He was the best wrestler in that match. When he reversed the one wing angel as well.
Yeah. I liked he's got a spot which he's done in a few matches where he tags in and he takes everyone out, but not in the old school he's tucking punch and punch. He runs and does a move, and then the guy, he'll knock the other guy outside the ring, and then he'll go back to that guy, but there's still another guy, by the way, a third guy outside, because it's a triple one. Then he'll leap over the ropes or through the ropes and take them out, and then get back on the side of the ring and then cannonball into that.
Yeah,
and he does it all within really smoothly, and then you hear everyone going, Johnny.
Well, that's what I mean. I feel like that he could have a good single run.
He could. I'd love to see him as a TNT champion.
Yeah, not world champ, but definitely yeah.
He would be entertaining. But I liked the match a lot. I thought it was nice to see Kenny looked really good here. He had looked. I don't know if he purposely looked sickly for the few matches or made himself look more injured, but he came out. He looked like a stallion, baby.
Yeah, it was. As much as I'm not the biggest fan of,
the Elite.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
That's how much of a fan he is of them.
I couldn't even remember. The tag team. What's the tag team called? Young Bucks.
All
Young Bucks.
something wrestling.
It's been a
It's been a day.
Yeah, it's been a day.
No, I give that. I enjoyed that. I'm gonna give it a 4
I'll put it this way: I enjoyed it more than I thought. going into the match, I thought it would have been, for me personally, a 2, but it was more of a 4.
It was a 4.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a 5 if Dark Order had won, because that would have subverted the obvious expectations.
Yeah, see, because it was a bit too obvious that Elite were going to win.
Yeah. Which we get to, that may be an overriding tone throughout this pay-per-view, because we'll get back to that in a bit. The next match, Jade versus Athena, I do not know why this was on the pay-per-view. This could have been a match on Dynamite.
Yeah.
It could have been a match on Rampage. It was a build-up for no real payoff.
This is my one-word review of this match. Meh.
Yeah.
Meh. Like, I knew it was a squash match. The annoying thing is, though, it's got to the point where she's literally fought every single female on the roster.
Has she, though? Because I got really annoyed when they said this on Dynamite the other day. I was like, I don't think she's gone against Jamie Hayter. I don't think she's gone against DMD.
Is she? Oh yeah.
She went against.
She been against Ruby.
She could do Ruby. She didn't go. She went against Thunder Rosa, but it was in a qualification for the title, and she cheated via help outside the ring to do it. So she hasn't done it. Although
clean win. Yeah, clean win
is in another. But that's another thing.
She didn't clean win.
Yeah.
Right.
There's definitely women that she's not wrestled. So I don't know
but
why
do you think, like, the annoying thing is, though, the people that she's not gone against is previous female champions.
Yeah.
Which is annoying, because then it's just like, oh, we're just going to switch over from a previous champion.
Then I'd have her fight them, and she actually struggle.
I think she should have dropped it to Athena.
Yeah, I didn't understand the whole build-up with Athena, and then for her to lose it as clean as she did.
Well, like I said, meh, it was a squash match.
Yeah.
And I put next to it, Larry's debut was better.
Larry's the dog.
Yeah, Larry, CM Punk's dog Larry was more entertaining to watch him run around the ring than it was than that match.
Yeah, I didn't rate it. I didn't understand. You could have put Pac v Kip should have been there.
Yeah.
If you didn't see Pac v Kip, great match, and that's very annoying that didn't get on, but this did. It was then followed by
another trios match.
It was.
I've not wrote anything for that one. I just wrote the word trios.
Well, it was an alright match. It was Wardlow and FTR, so the Pinnacle, but not the Pinnacle because MJF isn't there anymore, with Motor City Machine Guns and Jay Lethal. It was a match.
Yeah,
I don't rate the Motor City Machine Guns.
I was waiting to write something to the point where I didn't write anything. You know, I was like, that was cool. Like, I try and, pick up stuff from matches and go, I really enjoyed that bit. But there was nothing that was. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just that was those two matches next to each other.
Yeah, it sucked a little bit of air out the room.
Yeah,
it was. FTR are better than Motor City Machine Guns. They didn't gel that well.
I'm a bigger fan than I used to be of FTR, but even that, because they're just really good wrestlers. And at first I was like, I can't be bothered, but I think it was. Did they team up with CM Punk last year at some point?
They teamed up with CM Punk this year, but there was a match that he broke his ankle.
Right.
It was the first match he won the championship.
It might be that match when I was like, I actually, not just because they teamed up with CM Punk, but some prior matches.
No one was accusing you of that, but now they are.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. I didn't appreciate FTR either. And then it took my mate Jay, who's watching.
And the fact that they have 3 championships. I was like, right, I should really take these seriously.
Yeah. I think it was when Jay pointed out to me, he went, watch them. They don't do anything off the top ropes. But they're excellent. They don't need to do it. And they don't do anything off the top ropes ever nearly. Yeah. And they keep you entertained the whole way through.
They come also under a criteria that one of my friends, Dan, points out, that all good tag teams dress the same. They have...
Yeah, matching.
Yeah. There's not many tag teams that are really good that don't have matching outfits. And it's true. It's true.
I like it as well that when they do the little matching outfits, it's always normally in homage to something.
Yeah.
They try and it's like they don't do it half-assed. Like they've paid to have it a homage. So nice one, FTR. I like that. Wardlow was great. Jay Lethal was great, but just these Motor City Machine Guns, I get it was a push for them. I just don't think it worked. I don't think anyone cared.
Where are they from? Because I didn't even.
I think they're are they Ring of Honor or are they Impact? They're Impact Wrestling.
Oh, Impact, right? Okay.
By the way, if I ever wanted to go back and watch TNA wrestling,
Yeah.
or Impact Wrestling, where do you do that?
I don't know.
Because I you know what, I want to watch, like, apparently Kurt Angle's run is amazing in TNA, and I want it. So if you do
There's some
know,
pretty like
let us know if there's where we can watch that. Email. What's our email address?
kickout@2podcast@gmail.com.
There, and this would be a good point to where you could just put up a load of stuff here about liking and sharing and emailing us.
Yeah. So
yeah,
like and share.
Email, rate, subscribe. Like literally right now, if you're watching this, get your phone out and go on Spotify or Apple Music and hit 5 stars. 5-star podcast. We're talking about 7-star FTR, but this is 5-star kick out at 2. Back in the room. Yeah, I don't know where to watch it.
I thought you were gonna cut a full promo then.
No.
Right into the camera.
No,
I'm waiting for the day you do that.
Not dropping a pipe bomb yet,
No,
mate. Don't
no.
worry. I'm just waiting till you share a bank account with your mum before I do that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a very meh match, and I followed from that Athena one. Yeah, it kind of
Quickly going back to Impact, if you want.
Oh yeah, go on.
If you want, you can watch Jeff Hardy versus Sting. That's a cracker of a match.
No, I think that's up there with. I've not watched it, but I've had it described to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever watch anything like that again, because I watched that Razor Ramon independent match where he comes out and the whole room just goes dead.
Yeah.
It's the saddest thing I've ever watched, and I love Razor Ramon.
I felt like I'd let down Sting in that match. He looked that annoyed that it was just like
that you felt it was your
I'm
fault.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
you're having to go through this because I'm watching it.
Yeah. I was horrible.
In fact, you know what? The breathlessness of this pay-per-view happened here as well. Hobb v Starks. What up with that?
I've actually written obvious squash match.
What up with that? Massive build-up.
Yeah.
Starks has got changed to a baby face. Because everyone's behind him and loves him. Hobbs has done a nice little. He was a heel, but really dug into it, and it was over in 4 minutes or something like that. And I don't know if it's to build up Hobbs more, but there's better way to build up Hobbs and even have him win than to do what that was.
He was more interesting in the whole Team Taz thing.
Yeah,
like as the sort of
the brute,
the Big E of like prior to New Day.
Yeah,
Big E was like Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard.
Yeah, the muscle.
And the muscle, and he was good as that. And I think he was, mirroring the same kind of thing.
I think you could have Hobbs be the say the anti-Wardlow, because Wardlow started off heel.
I was just about to say against Wardlow, that'd be fun.
But you could make him like go on this run and just be like squashing other people, but I don't get why
like
they squash
Starks.
Off. Yeah, squash off. I don't know why they squashed Starks. It didn't make that much sense to me. I really hated it, and I don't. Yeah, it's a proper misstep. I give it like a star. I wouldn't. You know what? I won't even give it a star because I didn't like anything about it. I think you've ruined weeks and weeks of storytelling there, and it's carrying on. So, are you up to date or not?
No, but you can. Sorry.
Sorry if you were listening on the
Still
bus.
my spatial awareness.
By the way, you can listen to the podcast. It's a beautiful experience on Spotify. No, they have carried it on. Hobbs is squashing people. He's calling it now the Book of Hobbs, which I like. He goes like up next in the Book of Hobbs. But then
I feel like that's like discussing your best like kitchen hob. You know what I mean? It's like what's your favourite kitchen hob?
Like
Mine's top
like
left.
an oven and kitchenware shop.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Book of Hobbs.
Yeah.
Like Bed Bath and Beyond.
Is it in the Hobbs is a make, isn't it? It's a
Oh
brand.
God, it is a make.
Yeah.
That's where your brain went.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like,
I just went to General Hobbs.
I just went to a cooker in a
Um,
leotard.
Yeah. they've carried
In
it
a singlet.
on. Cooker in a singlet.
Yeah.
Well, you give me a weird mental image there.
I know.
I just pick in my head. I'm going. Oh, he's hot.
What's your favourite hob then? Mine's top left.
No. Oh, you actually have a favourite hob?
Yeah, that I use.
I do not have a favourite. I've only got. This is a terrible podcast. I have one hob that doesn't work, so I only have 3 hobs. So I'm limited to my hob usage. So I have one hob for whatever I'm doing.
Is that the small one, the big one, or like the 2 ones that look the same
one of
size?
It's one of the little ones.
All right.
It's one of the little ones.
Yeah.
I really should go to the book of hobs and get a new one.
Yeah. To be fair, that conversation was more interesting than the little bit of the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Right, so yeah, they're carrying it on. See if you can salvage that storyline. I don't know if you can.
Nah.
So then up next came possibly my match of the night.
Swerve and Acclaimed.
Swerve and Our Glory versus the Acclaimed. I don't know where to begin with this. There's just so much interesting stuff about this match to talk about.
I loved the Scissor Me Daddy chant.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was well funny. Yeah.
Because they're great. Everyone loves the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm loving them more. Like, originally I was just like, oh, he's coming out with a microphone, great. Like, I don't know. Like, I thought they were too much of a caricature of themselves at the beginning. But then it got to the point where it's like, I actually find his raps or whatever, his lines funny.
Yeah, they're good.
And now I'm like, oh shit, I'm waiting for him, like, to what he's gonna.
Yeah, what is he gonna say?
Because at first I thought it was like a overdone gimmick, like Thugonomics, like John Cena. That's all I thought of, like, just we don't need that again. But it's actually funny every time he does it now. So.
Oh, it is. It's boss, but they're so over, and I don't know if it's because of in the build up they kept calling themselves like the homegrown tag team, and were they in the States as well? Was that where they're from? There's a lot of ingredients which hinted at, or that they've played off on, that they should win, that it's their time, and I just don't think Tony or anyone expected how behind the Acclaim they were.
Yeah.
Because obviously when they did this massive move, and remember when I was watching it with Jay, and he kicked out, Swerve kicked out, Jay just went, big mistake. That's the best move they can do.
Yeah.
They're not going to win now, and everyone knows.
Yeah.
And everyone was booing.
Was that the big mic drop, the epic mic drop?
Yeah, the epic mic drop.
Yeah, I've literally put epic mic drop because I was like, wow. And then, like, I think I felt the same. I was like, because he kicked out of that, I thought, no, they've lost.
They've lost.
Because that's like...
But everyone was booing because they realised that, and it was the heat on them as well. I know Swerve's been playing up to it. Keith Lee doesn't, because he's not probably good at being a heel.
No. Have you seen all, like, there's like hundreds of memes of how nice Keith Lee is?
Really?
Just like, I can't remember like any of them, but it's just literally come back to me now. But like, just look for like nice Keith Lee and like,
nice Keith Lee, Keith Leems. But I like the idea of a tag team where one's a heel and one isn't. That's what Mox and Brian Danielson were, because he'd gone against fucking Hangman.
Yeah.
And he was a heel for a while, and okay, he's really over now again. But I don't mind that. And the Acclaimed, great team, really showed that they can really wrestle with the wrestling. Not got far beyond the dark matches and far beyond just being the kings of the Rampage show. They could keep up with. They kept up easily with them with Swerve and Our Glory, which is a big thing because obviously Swerve has a lot of experience with WWE, and then Keith Lee has obviously not only that experience, but he's just got a lot behind him anyway.
So, he's a good big guy.
Yeah, so you really gotta you've got to step up and show up.
He's like, to me, like Kevin Owens on steroids.
Yeah, yes,
because Kevin Owens is like, he's bigger, like more of a brawler but he's very agile, and Keith Lee's the same.
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone expected the Acclaim to step up as much as they did. I think everyone wanted the Acclaim to step up as much as they did. and everyone would have been behind them anyway. But because of how much they came over and how much they put in, the crowd were like, they need to win. That was a story, and then the fact they didn't win,
just to make up for the last 3 matches, would have I don't know. That would have.
Tony should have been going in someone's ear. Tell Swerve he has to lose it now.
Yeah.
They clearly it needs to. We've got a massive change. I'll speak to you afterwards, or do something. DQ
was it for the title?
It was for the titles, tag team titles.
Yeah, a DQ would have been well better.
Yeah,
because then that way, you
could
keep the titles, but they still have the win.
Get someone to go over
then you've got like another. If you DQ it, then you've got the next pay-per-view to win it.
Exactly.
And then you've got a rivalry there, start for a good rivalry.
At the time of recording this, they haven't had the rematch yet. It is due. And the prediction is that, I mean, he did it he announced the rematch in the media scrum.
Oh, no way.
Like, immediately, because he knew. He announced it in the media scrum, and you see Swerve go like, what the hell, really? And he's like, yeah, you are definitely having that match again.
Yeah.
So they are expected to win it. But that would have been a 5 out of 5 match if they'd won. But 4 out of 5.
4.5.
But it was very much a needed match. But then again, sticking with this tone of, oh, they won.
Yeah, it was very much like nothing changed hands. No. If it's one of them where like you predict the outcome, bar the ladder match. Yeah.
So far, everything's predictable.
Yeah, it's been predicted.
Then there was the women's interim championship match, which, again,
I've not written anything down for that.
Have you not?
This or the
you sexist pig.
No, the trios match as well. The next trios match.
So Tony Storm walked away.
Yeah.
That was what was meant to happen allegedly. So. Do you know the whole Thunder Rosa thing?
Well, I know she's injured.
She's injured. They're saying she's injured. There's some people saying that it's also a little bit of mental health as well. I've seen some people argue that, CM Punk gets to be the interim championship. Gets to step down, has a big parade as he steps down, but she gets like a 2-minute promo on Rampage or something.
Yeah.
But I think she didn't want a big thing because, again, of this mental health issue. She didn't want to be in front of everyone. She just wanted to do it nice and quick and just be like, I'm really sorry. She was crying on camera.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. It's like, you don't have to...
You don't know every angle.
Yeah.
I'd like to think... it's more obvious.
Speaking of mental health, have you seen from what...
You're going to say Malachi Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to get to that with that, but we'll talk about that now while it's on topic. Yeah. He stepped down. And he's had to come out and explain why in more detail than he wanted.
He's like, I've not said that.
Yeah, because Dirt Sheets, man, FDM, Dirt Sheets. I can't stand them. I cannot stand them. It's the amount of times I retweet, follow me at ProJob on Twitter. It's ProJob, but I might turn it into ProJobber.
ProJobber.
ProJobber. The amount of stories I retweet where it's turned out not to be true or it's been a retraction.
Yeah.
And each time I put, it's almost like they didn't know.
Yeah, it's he's had to come out and say, look, it's not to do with my mental health. I've just been doing this for 20 years and need a break.
Yeah. And he just said, there was a bit of mental health to it in the sense that there's apparently been
but there was
3
rumors
deaths in
saying
the family and stuff.
Yeah, it was like a close friend has died. And people were saying that it's to do with his marriage. He's like, my marriage is fine.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Just everyone leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Let me just relax.
I've got me Alistair Black t-shirt on underneath this.
What, as like a mem in tribute to him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'll put that. I think it's one of the only wrestling t-shirts I've not yet worn.
And I was going to say, I saw a little NXT sticking out the corner. I thought,
yeah,
I've not seen that.
Yeah, no. It's sleeveless as well, so it's like...
I don't know if I've said this on the previous pod. I'm dead sorry, but Alistair Black was one of the people at that Liverpool WWE event we went to, wasn't he? I think because I remember there wasn't many wrestlers that stuck out.
He wasn't, because I would have been like, watch this guy's like. But
intro. That's what I mean. There was someone's intro was insanely good, and it was like all dark, and like I was like, I want this song. And I vaguely remember the name Alistair Black.
No, I'm sure it was not the Wyatt family.
No, the Wyatt family were not there.
Oh.
I think it was Alistair Black, but that's how good he is. He left on that day, he was the one who made the impact on me. He was he a heel?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he was booed. So I'll try and Google it, but I remember saying to you, this guy's music, this is sick, because it was like the same kind of like.
Oh yeah, it probably was. Yeah. Just like low screaming to like ambient sounds.
Guttural.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get well, Alistair.
Yeah.
Well, not Alistair.
Well, Tommy.
I don't know. It's Malachi. He's Malachi on Instagram. So get well.
Tommy Budgeon, I think.
Back to the match at hand.
Yeah.
So there's an interim women's championship. Toni Storm wins. That was always the plan when she was going to go against Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa was probably meant to turn heel because there was a clip they showed on the Dynamite before where Toni Storm wins and she's sarcastically clapping, almost like she doesn't realise she's being watched. So I don't know what they'll do with that, but they did a really good story.
They
in
always
this.
know they're being watched. The cameras are huge.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know, but it's what I mean.
You
though.
see a full camera crew running around you like
You
that.
say they don't know they're being. They obviously know they're being watched. Take me back to the Attitude Era, where no one seemed to have an idea.
I was 12. Shut up.
Where the camera is on them, and there's 3 of them in the room, and they still like say things, and then later on they go, oh, "The Rock found out. How did he find out about that? Oh, it's televised."
More funny than being at a ball pool in full wrestling gear, and a camera crew was like, "Oh my god,
are you Crash Holly?"
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter again. People were chanting for Jamie Hayter to win this because, like, every time she started like beating the shit out of people, she's a heel, but she is over like hell.
Yeah.
Not that people have anything against Toni Storm, but again, people like Hayter. And it was very interesting. They made it interesting with DMT stopping her from winning. That's going to cause a good storyline, I hope.
I did watch this match, but I have no recollection of it.
It was a bit slow, but in a good way. Like, it was slow build, and then it just went off on one.
Yeah.
And then they were all over the place. But yeah, Toni Storm wins. Hikaru was in it as well. And the only reason I was kind of like not mentioning her is she wasn't even the original one who was meant to be in it. I'm sure there was someone else meant to be in it, and then Hikaru stepped in, I think. I'm not sure. But she didn't. She did a bit, but it was the whole thing was Toni Storm walked away the champ, and DMD and Hayter had a fallout. Hikaru, unfortunately, just kind of stood by the bylines of everyone else having a bit of storyline, which I felt a bit sorry for her on. But it was a 3 out of 5. It was all right. Speaking of squash matches, the next match. Christian versus Jungle Boy.
I don't think even. I think I must have.
Did you like fall off the treadmill at this point?
I was not on it. I was watching it on TV, but I was streaming it through. No, I didn't buy it, so.
Well,
I think I must have. I think I didn't. I've not really cared for any of this storyline.
Really?
Whatsoever.
Oh, I love it. I
just
absolutely love it.
Christian just looks like he just looks so stupid in a turtleneck. I'm just like.
He looks like a pro. I love him in a turtleneck. He looks so like Mr. Bond.
I know, but like if he's an archer,
yeah,
he just reminds me of like a bad guy off that.
I agree, but it's great. And I love how blunt he is. Like, your dad wouldn't be proud of you because your dad's dead.
But yeah, but that to me that I'm just like, oh god, like,
you know why I'm a better wrestler than you? Because my dad's alive and yours is dead. It's so like
but it's like trying to talk to a drunk person. Like,
I know, but I love it.
It's like
someone had to fill the heel-shaped hole that MJF left, and he did it. He
really didn't do it well.
Oh, I disagree. I've enjoyed it.
No.
It reminds me of WWF old school in a good way. I liked it. Now,
maybe because he was in the
yeah, exactly. He just brought it over. That's what you do. You got to bring something to the table. Christian was injured, so couldn't do the match. So rather than, I don't know, scrap the match or whatever.
It didn't actually happen, did it? Because it just
there you go. Do you remember?
Burnt. Yeah, so I do remember it because it like.
So Luchasaurus comes out, and I feel like this was written by Vince Russo. Oh, what we'll do is we'll make Luchasaurus a heel, then he'll turn face again, and then we'll make him a heel again. The old switcheroo times 2.
Yeah, it's a double bluff. Yeah.
Double bluff.
Yeah.
So he comes out.
I think that's why I was just like, what? Oh, right. Next.
And the thing that sold it, I was like, good, you've made Luchasaurus a heel, because I feel like that was all that build up, and it didn't make sense to turn him face again.
He should then go in with Hobbs and Wardlow. and then just have a big squash off.
Don't
Like-
call it a squash off. Squash off sounds like an officer for the Russian army. Officer Squash off. How are you? Cancelled in Russia.
Bomb off. Like,
Bomb off.
Oh, funny enough,
Funny enough, is he another one?
No, hold on. No. the House of Kick promo video on our stories is banned in 77 countries.
What? Why?
I don't know. It just came up in red like after I posted it. It was just like these countries will not see this video just on the stories.
It'll
not
be the
on the actual post.
It's because the music is the House of Black music that I used.
All right.
Will be
Copyrighted.
Yeah. Whose is it? It's what's his name?
It's Malachi's music, isn't it?
Is it? No, I thought it was.
Oh, it's a House of Black.
House of Black, but I feel like it's one of them's in a band. Which one's in a band?
It's not his band.
Is it not his band?
No.
Well, it'll be a band.
His band are screamy, shouty, hardcore. Not like death metal melodic.
Okay. Well, it'll be because it's in a band that they know, and that's why. That's a clever algorithm.
Honestly, House of Kick, House of Black would definitely.
The House of Kick are issuing a challenge to the House of Black right now.
You're going solo this one.
It's 2v2.
I am not
Malachi's
going
out.
against any of them.
Malachi is out. It's 2v2. It's a fair fight.
I'll take Buddy then. He's the smaller of the two huge dudes.
I'll be the Darby Allin in this match.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, yeah. So to get back to this, what made it more of an impact, I think, when Luchasaurus turned heel, rather than just like, oh, he's heel. That, like you mentioned, the choke slam on the searing hot rails, which then Jungle Boy put a photo of it on Instagram the next day, and it looked like he'd been whipped.
Oh yeah,
it was bad.
Because I saw that photo first.
Oh, did you? Oh, it probably was on my story.
Yeah, it would have been that. Yeah. So I'm not very good at or really care about spoilers. I'm one of them. If I don't watch it live, it's my own fault.
And you just punish yourself?
No, it's just one of them. It's like I don't like these people who are like, don't show me any spoilers. It's like, well, you should have watched it then.
Yeah, but there might be a good reason why you couldn't watch it.
Nah.
My baby's being born. No. I remember this.
You're not having the baby, are you?
No. All right. Okay. Yeah. And
it's good entertainment if you are. It's like watch wrestling; it'll be less painful.
Oh, that's.
But then that whole middle
don't
bit.
say that, because if you put that idea in my head of watching wrestling while my missus gives birth, she'll be instantly like, "You better fucking not do that," because it would be. That is something I could see.
She's not going to lean over and stop you.
True that. She's in stirrups. She can't do a thing. It was a good squash. That's how you do a squash match.
Yeah.
He came out, kicked his ass, betrayed him, and it was explained on the following Dynamite in greater detail why it happened, and it made total sense in the long run. And this is a good story. I'm enjoying. You're not. I am. So I don't know where you fall on that, but I enjoyed it, but you forgot it. So I think that kind of says everything you need to say. I'd give that. You can't give a squash a 5, but I'll give it a 3. It's a good squash. That's the most a squash can get.
Was
in
it
my
a slow
opinion.
burner?
It's a fast burn.
Yeah.
So then we went to. Did I rate the Tony Storm winning match? I gave that a 3, didn't I? I think I gave that a 3. I'll give that a tick. Then you had Jericho versus Daniel Bryanson Manuelson. And this was to do with Daniel Garcia's honor, as it were, who owned.
I don't know why. I feel like I've seen this match 100 times.
Which is weird because how often? I was going to say how often have they faced each other?
I don't know if they have.
They did in WWE, but apparently Bryan Danielson has never ever beat him, including this match, obviously.
Yeah.
Spoilers, that has changed now.
But
should have watched it, mate. So busy having the baby.
All right.
I enjoyed the shit out of this
Audio
match.
Shrug.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry for those listening. He is just shrugging.
Yeah. Shrug.
Audio Shrug could easily be like an electro indie band. Hey, we're Audio Shrug.
This song's called.
Yeah. I enjoyed the shit out of this match. It went exactly how it should have done. Jericho cheating. I think Jericho went to cheat beforehand as well, and then I think Garcia ran out and stuff. No, I'm thinking of the Rampage before, but I liked the whole, like, you've got to win this with honor. He comes out as Lionheart, Chris Jericho, which I've been loving that he's been bringing Lionheart back. And then he just literally does a low blow, the lowest of cheating moves, and wins the match. And it was a perfect way. And I think any match with Bryan in is at least a 4-star match.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good match, but like I said, like, I just felt like I'd seen the match before. Even though they've not necessarily fought like that, I just feel like it was very, very Chris Jericho, very Daniel Bryan. Not
Fair
good,
enough.
not bad, just sort of like...
It ticked all the boxes you expected it to tick.
Yeah, it was predictable. But again, not in a bad way, not in a good way, just sort of like a... Yeah, okay, that was good.
We've said that a couple of times in this podcast already, so it didn't for me personally. I enjoyed it. I give it a 4, but I can understand that take completely. Yeah. Up after that was Darby, Sting, and Miro versus the House of Black in a triple threat. Fuck my life. A triple tag team match. Yeah. You seem to have forgotten it because you haven't even wrote.
No. I kind of remembered this one, but at this point, I might. You're not bored of the trios yet? Like, stop. You don't need this many trio matches.
We've had this conversation. I don't know if we've had it recorded. Yeah. But we've definitely had it before. What, you don't like trios?
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say
that. What's up with that?
I didn't say I didn't like trios. Just you don't need a trio matches.
Trio.
I made you out of... I don't know.
Well, yeah, I know that's... So is this is our third trios match?
Yeah.
So it's trio squared.
No, it's trio of trios.
Yeah.
The treble.
The treble of
trios.
You see, I would normally...
The treble with trios is...
the treble with trios. I'm kind of with you and against you. I get what you're saying. That can be
the pun for the actual event.
The treble with trios.
But,
not the title.
Yeah.
I'm with you to a point. It's easy to say that, but then you could have nothing but singles matches, and if you'd had Jade v Athena, Eddie versus Ishiri, Hook v Angelo, Hobbs and Starks, you go, oh, all these singles matches not really doing anything for me. It's not the type of match it is. Yeah. It's the wrestlers involved and what they're doing.
Look, I didn't say this was a bad match by any means. I really enjoyed this match. Like, on paper, I would have done, but like, the problem I have at the minute is that Darby Allin just loses to everyone.
They won.
That was my problem going into it. I'm just like, oh, they're just gonna lose.
Really? But you are aware that every time he's teamed with Sting, he wins.
Yeah.
So why are you going in this thinking he was going to lose?
I don't know. I just thought, they're just going to push the House of Black. Like, it was one of them. It's like I like both teams. Yeah. So it was kind of one of them where I wasn't actually that fussed to what the outcome would be,
as long as it was a good match.
But then I thought, I don't know. I was very sort of. I kind of was looking forward to this match, but is equally not. And I don't know why, because I think I liked everyone in it.
I think it may have been because also where it was on the card.
It might more have been that. If it would have been earlier on.
Yeah. It felt weird to put it as the penultimate match.
Yeah. But it was a really good match. Like, I feel like I've painted my review of it really badly up until this point. But no, I really enjoyed it. And there was more interesting bits in that match than I thought there would have been.
I'm on the other side. I really wanted to like this match. You've got a bunch of wrestlers who are all like top guys for me. I fucking love Miro.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was Miro? He just disappears for like most of the match outside the ring. House of Black lost, which I was like, they're stronger than this. Come on.
Yeah.
And so it's like the Darby and Sting show for me.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with, but in a triple threat match where Miro is there as well, and you've got the House of Black, it felt wrong.
That it kind of felt like Sting and Darby versus House of Black.
Yeah, Miro just disappeared.
Miro was there. I think Miro was really underutilized in that match.
Yeah, I didn't but then you've got matches like, so what was it? It was when it was the Hardys and Sting and Darby versus Andrade.
That was awesome. That
Andrade
match.
in Private Party, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been someone
Oh
else.
no,
as well.
was it?
Was it
Butcher
Butcher
Blade?
Butcher and the Blade,
and
right?
Private Party.
Everyone shone in that match.
That was.
Sting
that was
wasn't
a
even meant to
good
be
match.
there, but Sting comes in to help.
No. It was because it was 4. It was.
Oh, who's
4v4.
the fourth? Who's the fourth on
It was
the?
Butcher and Blade, Private Party.
No, Andrade's involved. Butcher and Blade. I think it was Butcher and Blade and Andrade versus
I'm thinking of a different.
the
match.
Hardys and Darby, and then Andrade has like people
I'm-
coming
I'm
to help,
not-
and
I'm thinking of a
Sting
different
comes
match.
up. No, it's the same one. The one where Jeff jumped off the fucking side of the hall.
Yeah, I'm sure that was.
I might be wrong.
I'm sure that was Private.
But it's not really intrinsic to my point.
yeah.
My point is that you had 7 or 8 guys then in that match. They all shone. They all had the moments.
It was a good
Why
match.
in this fucking match where you've got people who are bigger guys than those people? Did they not shine? Did they not shine?
I wanted there to be a Miro and Miro Brody
Malachi.
King. No, Miro Brody King. Big guy off.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I didn't know.
Another Russian soldier.
Squash off.
We've got a squash off, big guy off. Not funny enough.
Jack off. And,
Yeah. But maybe they're saving that now, knowing Malachi stepping down. I think Brody.
I'm kind of like interested in what they're gonna do with the House of Black now without the leader.
Well, Brody's gonna step up, I think.
Yeah.
They've got what's her name? I can't remember her name because she never speaks.
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart. We've got Julia
I
Hart in
remember
now.
that. I can't believe it.
Well done, yeah.
I'm over there going.
Can't remember the name of the Elite, but Julia Hart, that came out of nowhere. Well done to your brain, man.
The second someone goes evil, I'm like, oh, hello.
Who would you have them
Actually, Varsity Blondes were really devastated about that.
like in real life?
Well, their opinion on it, they were like, we're gutted that Julia Hart's, leaving their group
Yeah,
to do that, but, because they're just kind of like, oh, crap.
they're jobbers
Yeah.
in the nicest. Talent enhancement, as Vince would say.
Jobbers.
Job squad. Who would you have going to House of Black to replace Malachi? Sounds bad, but who would you have to be either the new leader or become a third member for them Brody to step forward?
I would have said definitely Miro, but that was kind of like hinted, and we spoke about that previously, that it could have been him, and that would have been good.
Do you reckon you say that?
He was like the redeemer. He could have then be sort of like, it could have all filtered through, like sort of like a weird sort of cult
the religion
leader.
cult,
Yeah, sort of that
pagan.
kind of, sort of.
But wouldn't it have been like, you've got just 2 meat guys now, 2 big off guys? Do you not need a little bit of variety in your House of Black spice rack?
Who then? House of Black Spice Rack. It's just all black. Worst spice rack ever.
I'd honestly, if I had to put I feel like you could put Pac in there because of the high flying stuff.
Yeah.
He fits the template, but then he can do mad stuff.
Even oh god, where's my mind going tonight? I can't even think of anybody like.
Call it House of Pac.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pack House. No.
No, I mean
No.
no.
Take the power pack.
The house that gravity forgot.
Wizard of Oz.
So I wasn't too keen. It was a 3 for me.
I thought there was good bits in that
It was
match.
good bits
Where
but-
Brody cannonballed. Who did cannonball?
Well, he missed Darby and hit
That's was it Buddy?
Buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was good.
But his name's his name's not Buddy in AEW, is it? He's got a much meaner name, I'm sure, than Buddy. Is he got Buddy?
Yeah.
What's his name? Buddy. What's his full name?
Because it was Buddy Murphy in
WWE
and his Buddy Matthews.
Matthews. That's what I
so
think.
like
Matthews.
he's still Buddy.
It's weird. He's still Buddy. You'd change that, wouldn't you? Like, welcome to the House of I am Malachi, and this is Brody, and over here, Buddy.
You say it like that, it's not intimidating, but
Okay,
I think it's
Buddy.
I think it's more for
It's not intimidating at all. His name literally means friend, pal.
well, that's the thing. It could be the whole double sort of,
What, like Little John?
yeah, to the fact that you're not going to be scared of someone called Little John, and then he batters you. You know what I mean?
And his catchphrase
someone
is,
goes-
"I'm not your buddy, pal."
And then turns around and actually, yeah, but it's like, oh, Buddy Matthews, yeah, whatever. And then he comes out, he's terrifying. You're like, oh, okay, you can be called whatever you want. I am not going to argue.
So now we get to the headlining match, which then descends into all chaos after this. Punk v Mox.
So I've got several notes on this one.
Okay. Where do you want to begin?
Weird in white pants.
I remember you saying this.
Yeah, I don't know, CM Punk in pants.
You more of a shorts man?
Yeah, just for him, I don't know why he just looks weird in
Pants.
pants in the wrestling tights.
It's because I think when you have the pants, you've normally got I'm not taking away from him. You normally have like the big physique, like it's like you're top heavy.
Yeah,
He's not that. He's
might be that.
He's muscly.
Yeah.
He's got a nice body. I like a bit of Punk body, but what he's got them. He's got he's capable of some good cum gutters there, but I'll let you figure that one out.
Yeah, no,
but yeah, I think that's where it is. It's the pants. His top half isn't.
I think it's the white as well, and because he suited it with the Sting makeup, because then it takes
it's like the homage.
the full outfit looks cool, and the white shorts, but full well there's gonna be blood. If there's white, he's gonna get covered in blood. It's
Well, he's in a Moxley match.
yeah.
Which I did. Right. This is what I liked about this match was the build up to it.
Yeah.
I liked that Moxley called he called Moxley out for taking the piss out of him by just doing stars in the ring. Said, "Oh, I'd get in a fight with you, but I'd be scared you'd bleed on me because everyone's complaining about him bleeding too much." Moxley just being like, "You're a weak ass man, you broke your ankle," and then squashing him.
Yeah.
Which no one saw coming.
Yeah.
And then it made there be tension for this match, because if it had gone straight into this match, you would have been... The irony being that they've gone, we don't want people to be able to predict this,
Yeah.
so what we'll do is we'll have him lose. So now it's not a case of the titles there and any of them can get it. He now has to win it back.
Yeah.
Win it back.
But do you feel like that, prior to, of course it's prior because it's before what happened, but without knowing what happened, do you think it was almost like Punk's going, nah, it's my belt, that I want it back? Do you know what I mean?
That's too hard for me.
Or is that like saying, am I saying that?
I think if Punk felt that strongly, it's my belt, give it back, I don't think he would have allowed himself to be squashed. I think he would have wanted it to be an epic battle, and then that he then wins, and then he's the definitive champion. I think
because so much has gone on with this, it's kind of just completely jaded, the actual match.
Yeah, right.
What?
Because it ended up being
everyone's what's a work, what's not, what's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That entire thing.
The next day, it must be a work. It's got to be a work. No, look at Tony Khan. He is fucking shitting his pants right now.
Tony Khan was not in that room.
No.
Tony Khan wasn't there.
Oh no!
Just got the Jeopardy music going round in his head, just like dun, 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 dun,
all the Kirby enthusiasm music
Yeah.
going. The match, I thought the match was good. I think it was a convincing win. I liked how basically Punk comes out and just goes straight in on Moxley, starts kicking the shit out of him. So then it's believable that Moxley now has to fight back up a hill here, because he's almost maybe he's undersold Punk to himself. He then starts fighting back good, and how Moxley does. It then becomes a case of, I don't know where this is going to go. And then he hits him with the go to sleep, I think he went with the Mr. Burns, not once, not twice, but thrice. But he did. It was just the 2 times.
The trio.
He does it 2 times and wins. And then MJF goes to take it from him, the spotlight.
Yeah.
And the irony in this.
Yeah. I thought that was, as much as I'm like not that much of an MJF fan, that was so cool with the phone call.
Yes, I liked that.
And that was
the
like
answer machine.
anything like that. I thought that was really clever.
The answer machine.
Yeah.
And then him putting the scarf on backwards. And also, I liked how MJF does his research. He's so fucking clever.
Yeah.
When he said the line about no one knows about the devil and everyone forgets the devil. The greatest thing he ever did is
and then
the
goes
devil
back to CM Punk saying it.
Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, so it's a CM Punk line.
Yeah,
and he's just quoted him to himself.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. It's brilliant. And it's just a shame that it's all been kind of unraveled.
Like I said, I wouldn't have even been annoyed if there was another CM Punk MJF feud.
I wanted it to be, and then I wanted MJF to win the title.
As much as I hate things getting dragged out over and over again, like, just repeated, I would have been like, I wouldn't have actually mind another sort of go at that.
Because it was a good rivalry. It was the best thing that they've done all year, because this year's been horrible for AEW, but for stuff that's most of the time out of their hands. But I like the match. I wouldn't give it a 5. I'd give it another. Sounds like I'm giving it a 4, but I have given a lot of not 4s tonight. I give it a 4 out of 5.
In terms of a pay-per-view, I thought it was average, very, very average in terms of
If I have a look, there was. Let's not include the buy-in, because the buy-in I liked 2 matches. One was meh, and then one I didn't like, and it ended, but I'm not counting the buy-in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 matches. Out of 11 matches, I've given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a thumbs up.
Yeah.
That isn't good for AEW. I'm normally like 9 matches at least. Some of the pay-per-views in the past have been perfect. For some reason, just reeked of not knowing what the audience wants, or not wanting to take the risks that AEW is known for doing, like giving Hater the belt, giving the Acclaim the belt.
It was just all predictable.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, that the fallout afterwards was well more entertaining than the actual event.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think
people are talking about it because,
people maybe wanted that to be a work, because we're like, well, the pay-per-view was so predictable. Maybe this is the unpredictability.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the swerve.
This is the fun bit. But yeah.
I mean, it's just, if they just changed. I think one of my favorite things that happened was the Christian and Jungle Boy match, because it was so unpredictable. I didn't know he was going to come out, and then I didn't know it was going to be that brutal and harsh.
Yeah.
It may not have been for everyone's taste, but at least it was memorable in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah, you say you don't want to rate it, but what's your version of rating the pay-per-view itself?
Oh.
Sans the fallout.
3 out of 5.
Same.
Like,
absolutely the same. Not bad.
I don't feel like I missed it watching it.
Mm.
Because some pay-per-views you're like, oh no, I need to watch this, and it was like I felt like I needed to watch it because of what happened afterwards, rather than how good the pay-per-view was. Because there's some like AEW ones that are just like you said, flawless, like really good. Just all the matches were ace. But like the fact that I've not written down half the matches
says something.
Like,
although
it just got less and less interesting.
If you had never watched it or told me I'm not going to watch this, I would still have told you, watch Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed.
Yeah,
you need to at least
definitely
watch that one. But then you're not going to get the result you want. So yeah, before we get into the fallout at All Out, we're going to do that on a separate episode. This is an audio-only episode, because we're empty fucking idiot.
It was my fault. Let's not mix the words. Like,
we're a tag team, mate. We're a tag team.
I've not had the best relationship with
camera.
With cameras.
No.
Or airplane mode. I'm blaming airplane mode. So
yeah, if this was an audio-only production, but which you have clearly seen advertised as being just the audio of us talking about All Out itself. If you want to hear us talk about all the goss, the media scrum, that is on a bonus episode. It's part 2 episode. I don't know how he's going to label these, but it's going to be uploaded at the same time. So go over there right now onto the YouTube channel or onto Spotify, and you'll see that it's right there. Press play. Whilst you're there, like us, share us, review us, rate us out of 5. Just do it, please. We're
And
still
subscribe.
and
Subscribe.
subscribe. We're in our youth. Help this. We're like a little indie production getting started. Help your local indie wrestlers. So signing off for this episode until we meet again. I've been Jay.
I've been PK.
And it's time to
stop the damn match.
Time to stop the damn match. I nearly said time to stop ringing the bell.
Well, you can do that as well if you want, but I'll stop the damn match.
Stop the damn match.